Live from the lake. Welcome to the biggest podcast in the world. Thank you for being here with us. This is a weekly podcast where this amazing and passionate and loving family spends time discussing music amongst other current events. My name is Jeremy.
I'm Jen.
I'm the middle child, Mason.
And I'm Noah.
The eldest child.
Well, they didn't need to know that. Maybe I have a secret older brother.
Jeremy.
What?
Well, he doesn't have one from me.
Oh, like as if I had another kid. Yeah.
Correct.
I don't think so. We were pretty young when we had Noah. I don't think that happened.
Well,
think I would know.
It could be secret to both of us.
It could be.
Wouldn't that be fun if Dad had
To
like
all
a
of us. Well, not me.
35-year-old?
All right. Well, some important things. I actually have some. I have some like it's not house cleaning, but it's some interesting things that are good and important
Okay.
to start with today.
I'm ready.
First,
A.
beginning today, every sunset in Chicago will happen after 7 p.m.
Woo-woo!
Win.
from now until September 14th. That's pretty exciting.
That's super exciting. And
It's a
again,
win.
I'm going to go back to the please can we not change the time anymore?
It's all baseball season.
Let's not change the time
Almost.
anymore.
That's what we're really here for. That's
Man,
our
the times
podcast.
keep changing.
I mean,
It's
honestly,
all
we need like the federal
campaigning
government
against
to just
it.
be like, we're not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
I don't even want to talk to like Governor Pritzker. I want to just say, just don't change the freaking time anymore. It's an antiquated, stupid thing. It's old. It's outdated.
It makes
it's
everybody
dumb.
miserable.
Nobody likes it. Like it affects business. It affects like suicide rates. It's like an awful thing. I believe we talked about this already on the podcast.
We
a little
totally
bit.
have.
It's a bad thing. Stop it.
Stop it now.
Number two. This one is going to be near and dear for you. Towns Van Zandt would have turned 80 either today, yesterday, or the day before, somewhere in that vicinity.
So today is what, the 21st of March?
Well, doesn't
For
matter what day it is
Come
today.
see, come sa.
But the reality
Let's not
is
add dates to
you
the
just
situation.
said within the last 3 days. So to give people some perspective.
Right,
Or
but
they could Google
the
it
whole
if they
idea
really
was that
care.
not to pin it down. But regardless,
You just pinned it down.
glassy eyes.
Yeah, it's all me, baby.
I mean,
Striking early.
We could talk about when he was born. And that's not at all relative.
Yeah.
relative
So
to
okay, so
the date
Towns would have been
today.
80.
Towns would have been 80 this week.
Yeah.
His
that's crazy.
son, JT Van Zandt,
Indeed.
wrote a really nice thing about his dad, and Towns would have been 80. So I think it's very appropriate to say, here's to Towns Van Zandt. We appreciate everything that you contributed to the world, and your kind of outlaw and angelic perspective on things. That's my tribute to Towns.
I like it.
It was good.
I like thinking about people who don't know who you're talking about, and it's like, what kind of job did he have? I bet he was like a stock trader. Or something.
He's a stock trader.
Like,
No,
Towns
Towns
Van
Van
Zandt.
Zandt.
with a description like that, what would be like the most surprising job
I bet
description?
he was an astronaut.
Yeah, no.
I like when they do
Musician.
that with football coaches, like the college football coaches. They're like, they show a picture of them and they're like, this is the job. Like, this guy would have been an accountant. Like, this guy would have been,
Right.
a clown.
Oh, yeah. Whatever.
Famously, Jordan would have been a geologist, right?
Jordan actually Michael Jordan he went to University of North Carolina,
Yeah.
majored in geology. The man knows the seismic scale. He understands his geodes.
But does he really?
So he really has an
I think it's called
appreciation.
the Richter scale.
The Richter,
the
yeah,
seismic
Richter
scale is earthquakes, I believe.
Right, that's the
Yeah.
Richter scale.
That
the
is-
Richter scale.
So I said seismic, and you knew exactly what I was saying. So
Yeah.
is the Richter and the seismic scale the same?
The
Well, I think
seismic
Richter
waves
was
are
probably-
measured on the Richter
yeah.
scale.
I think Richter was probably a dude, and you just, bypassed
Yeah.
his title, his namesake,
I believe
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
Senor Richter. Actually.
I spend a lot of my life making sure that I'm right when I say things, and I'm super comfortable somehow in this environment,
Being wrong.
sitting live on the lake. And I'm willing to make mistakes
You know what it is? The ripples on the water, they just diffuse.
in perfect circles.
Oh, I can't wait till we're on the
I
boat.
bet you Michael Jordan could explain that to us when the seismic activity is
yeah,
taking place.
I don't know.
I bet.
I bet he has a special appreciation for those championship rings.
So
And the rocks in them.
The stones within the championship rings.
You see this rock here.
Yeah.
This
You
rock
just
was
reminded me of
mine to
something
be put into a
crazy. There,
giant ring for
you can
me.
sit
you
there.
just reminded me of something
He's
crazy.
got 6 of them, so he can point with.
You just reminded
have
me
a
of
hard
something
time.
absolutely insane that I read this week that's very much sports related. Robert Kraft, the owner of the Patriots. Have you guys ever heard this story?
Bobby K.
Yeah.
Yeah, Robert Kraft. What
Yeah.
about him?
He,
I don't know what
Does he
story
have
you're going to
Kraft
tell.
foods?
I have no idea.
I think
Actually,
it's probably
just
a good
singles.
a good assumption, but I
Just
don't know.
singles.
I haven't researched
Yeah,
Robert
he
Kraft.
runs the singles division.
I know some things about him, some good, some not so good.
Who knows?
I think he was down in Florida in Fort Myers, enjoyed some masseuses or something.
Oh.
Was he friends
Remember
with?
that one? It doesn't
I
matter.
do remember
Let me
that
tell the
one.
story that I that you just reminded me of, which is that the story was Robert Kraft, amongst other people, go to Russia. Get the
Great start.
Noah's shaking his head.
It's
Get
good.
the opportunity to meet Vladimir Putin. He's
Excellent.
wearing a fucking championship ring, Super Bowl ring. Those things are enormous, like enormous. They're huge.
Well, and it's a Patriots ring,
Well, it doesn't.
which is like I
all
He
feel,
is
the
not
rings-
of the Kraft family.
well,
no, but I feel like the
of
Patriots.
that Kraft family. He is a
Yeah,
Kraft.
he's a
but anyway,
Kraft.
Well, correct.
anyway,
His father was a dress manufacturer, so not really like the Kraft,
okay. Anyway, goes to Russia,
meets Putin
gets the
Wearing a-
opportunity to meet Vladimir Putin.
wearing a ring.
Got the ring on. Vladimir Putin looks at the ring, says,
I want your ring.
"I could kill a man with that ring." That's what he says,
Some hard stones in there.
and then he leaves with the ring.
He fucking took the ring.
He was like, "Can I try it on?"
He took the ring.
And he still owns it. He still has it
Well,
to today.
I
He
don't know if he
doesn't
owns
own
it
it.
or
What's
not.
the
Let's be
statute of
honest.
limitations
Are you
on
gonna
a Super Bowl
hey,
ring?
Vlad,
You think
gonna
that's,
need
he's
that
going to
ring
be
back?
charged in Russia?
Nobody's gonna. No, 80% of people would vote for him.
88.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
88% of people would vote for
Okay,
him.
so, I mean, clearly you're Robert Kraft. You own the team. You could just get another ring.
You could.
You're definitely not,
Okay,
going after the
I
ring
think that I
Vladimir
would.
took.
I think I would. And the argument in what I read, and I really do not remember where I read this, but the argument that was being made in the
Article or
whatever it was so what do you do, right? Like I would
Well,
I would
yeah,
actually
you
go to
can't.
the United States government and be like, I want my
he
fucking ring.
fucking took my ring.
And then have them tell me I can't go get my ring. And then be like, all right, well then offset my taxes by, $100,000 or $1 million or whatever the cost
Well,
of the
they
ring
would
is.
do that because that's how they work.
I don't know how much those rings are very expensive. I mean, they're I don't
worth
think they're
a ton,
$1
I'm
million,
sure.
but I think they're definitely $100 or
I-
a couple $100,000.
I
each.
honestly don't know.
I don't either.
I have no clue.
But
I
that's
mean,
what that
there's-
story reminded me of. So that was a good
I
one.
gotta say, in all reality, if you're given the opportunity to go meet Vladimir Putin, I'm sure as hell hoping I've got something going on that day that I can't make it. I don't.
Well,
I
he
don't.
doesn't want you there.
Yeah, he
Well-
doesn't want you there. I'm not eating anything. I'm not drinking anything.
No.
And I'm not bringing anything.
No.
No, there's a hilarious.
for,
There's
Go with like
hilarious
nothing in your
footage.
Yeah.
pockets, no jewelry,
No money.
and you consume nothing.
There's hilarious
Try
footage
not to breathe.
of him with Kim Jong Un, and they have
Yeah, I've seen
champagne
that.
sitting on the table, and they
They're like cheers,
cheers,
and then they look at each
both
other.
look at
and they
each other
yeah.
and look at the drinks, and then look back at each other, and then
They
put the
put 'em
drinks down and don't drink
Neither
at
one
all.
of them take a sip.
Neither one.
Can you imagine living your life like that?
No.
That
No.
would be terrible.
All right.
Okay, we haven't talked about anything musically related.
Yeah,
You've
we
got
have.
us completely off track.
We talked about Towns Van Zandt.
Oh, that's true. Sorry.
Towns Van Zandt is a good
the stock trader.
is a good segue into what's going on. And on May 31st, a new record will be coming out called The Border. It is Willie Nelson's 152nd record,
Fuck yeah.
Bam.
including collabs.
I don't care. That's fucking awesome.
Drops on 5/31, 1 month after his 91st birthday.
Hell yeah. Good job,
badass.
Willie.
I remember when we saw him the last time. We saw the Outlaw Fest a couple times now.
Yes.
We saw it in, where were we?
We
Los
saw,
Angeles the last time?
It was in Anaheim, I believe.
In Anaheim with our buddy Josh. And that was a great night. What a fun show to
Oh
be
my
at.
gosh. They had so many fun little booths and stuff
Oh,
set
it was
up
a blast.
outside.
It was so fun.
great.
Anyhow, I remember him saying his next record was coming out at that show, which was what, two Octobers ago, something like that.
3, I believe.
And I think it was 2, but either way, he was talking about how I think it was his 90th record coming out ahead of his 90th birthday, meaning he's been on about 50 collab records. But regardless, 152 records. Willie Nelson, 91, touring again this summer.
Fucking legend.
He's got Mellencamp going out with him, amongst other people. Just what?
Oh yeah, no, it looks like a really fun lineup. Actually,
What a stud!
Yeah.
I mean, what a stud! Unbelievable. I also saw a little blurb about his son.
Micah.
Yes, thank you. Who's awesome. I like him.
The other one is Lucas.
Lucas,
Yes.
I know Lucas.
I like them both.
I like
actually.
Micah. I like the songs that Micah has written that Willie actually plays. Micah kind of with him a lot, I think, when they play. He's got his own band called Particle Kid, I believe.
Yes.
And anyhow, Micah has been playing with Crazy Horse, Neil Young's band, which I thought was really, really cool.
Dude, I'd be psyched. Are you kidding?
Can you imagine?
Oh, hi. Neil Young wants me to hang out with him on tour. Okay.
Is that what's going on? I saw Neil Young is going out on tour, but I wasn't sure
Is he
Yeah.
really?
what the.
Yeah, he's playing some more dates.
He's doing. I don't. Is it with Crazy Horse and he's got Nelson with him, or
I
is
would
that
kind of assume so. I think that's what's happening. I mean, the post that I saw made it seem like he was like in the band. I don't know if that's actually the case. The quote that he had was, "I've been practicing my whole life for this gig," or something like that.
Hell yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
it's just really cool. I was excited about that.
That's super cool.
yeah, totally cool.
I would
Yeah,
love to
that
see Neil Young, actually. I've never seen him.
This Neil Young ties in with something I've got today.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's a new segment.
Segment.
We can discuss it. Okay, please don't. Okay, please stop hitting the button.
but I have the button, so it's cool.
Yeah. I love the button.
Okay.
It's a great addition.
What's your segment?
So the new segment I have for everyone today is
None of us know what the segment is. Mason was like, "I've got an idea. Do you want to talk about it?" And we were like, "No, we believe in you." And that was before we were here. We're now, right, with the red glasses and the glassy-eyed
got
Maceo.
some circular red glasses.
Oh my God! All right, so let's see what we got.
Okay, so this is we can fix the name up a little bit if you want
Oh,
to.
you named it. What's it called?
So this is Rolling Stones rankings. This is it's a game though. Okay.
Your name for this game is Rolling Stones Rankings.
Well,
Did
yeah,
you get-
it's
do
the
you have the
Rolling
rights to
Stones
that?
rankings game. No, not TM. The Rolling Stone ranking game. Whatever.
This is anyone's game.
I don't know.
What the hell are we talking about? Is there actually
So-
a Rolling
How about he
Stone?
can explain it?
No,
Let him
so-
explain it.
I am going to give you 5 albums from the Rolling Stones top 500 albums.
Rolling
list.
Stones, the magazine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
It's
but-
Rolling
but-
Stone.
Yeah,
is
the
the
Rolling,
magazine.
Rolling Stone magazine's list of top 500, whatever. But these albums are all located within number 75 to 60. Oh, no, to 50. Sorry, to 50.
Okay.
From number 50,
So
best album, to number 75, best album.
Ranked
And we have to.
by Rolling Stone.
And our
Okay.
our goal is to match what Rolling Stone has to say.
No, so your guess is just they're not in order. It's just 5 of them.
And you
Right.
have to-
What,
we
so
have to
what is
figure
the
out-
game aspect of this?
The
You're gonna
game
tell us the
aspect is
album-
I'm going
album
to tell
names.
them to you, and I
Okay.
have them written down on this slip so that you guys can look at them and think about it.
Oh. Thoughtful.
And then we're supposed
you
to
have
say
to put them in
this is the best.
order from top to bottom.
This is a fun game.
Okay, so
You
you're
could
gonna
try
give
to
us
win it,
5
or
records.
you could just rank them your way and see
No,
what.
if we're
Rolling
going to try
Stone-
and win, we
Yeah.
have to think as if we're Rolling Stone, which does not ever.
What
agree
is the
with how
list?
I think.
What is the exact name of the list? Greatest albums of all time.
Well,
You're
you
not
can't
allowed
Google
to
search
look
it,
it
bro.
up.
But I need to know what qualifications they were just thinking about in terms
It's
of
Rolling
ranking.
Stones top.
Is it
I literally looked
coolest
up Rolling
albums
Stones
of all time?
No,
Best
top
albums?
500 albums of all time.
Top 5.
Okay, so we're talking top 500 albums. He's given us 5 albums. We have to
5 out
rank.
of-
We have to rank which order Rolling Stone put them in. They are from number 50 to number 75.
I
Is
feel
that
like
correct?
number 50 to number
Yeah.
75 is not necessarily super important.
No, because next week we could do
Well, but
number 25 to number 50.
The point is they're not. Rolling Stone says they're not super far apart on the list, but you might think that they should
I
be
totally
way
agree.
further apart.
I know.
So
I never agree
we'll
with
see.
Rolling Stone.
We'll see if your outliers.
I think that we have spent
line up.
enough time
Okay.
talking about
Okay,
this,
let's
and
do
we
it.
should try doing it.
The
I
albums
understand
are
what I need to do.
the albums are Jagged Little Pill by
I'm going to
Alanis
just write them
Morissette.
on my notes.
I love Jagged Little Pill.
Well, JLP.
If I make notes, then I don't need your slips,
think
but
yeah,
I
that's fine.
appreciate them. Okay.
yeah. Okay. Cool. I have comments, but
Yep.
I'll save them.
So Jagged Little Pill by Alanis Morissette.
Yep.
Okay.
Appetite for Destruction by Guns N' Roses.
Yep.
Harvest by Neil Young.
Oh,
The Band by The Band.
Jesus.
And Station to Station by David Bowie. So,
Can I ask a question?
This is going to be brutal.
This is going to be terrible.
so
Can I ask a question?
yeah.
I know David Bowie as a collective more like I know the Beatles, where I have a really hard time placing which songs are on which record.
Oh no, you can look up what songs are on which record. You just better not look up the list. That's cheating.
I won't look
Don't-
up
just
the
don't
list.
Cheat. So Jagged Little Pill has You Ought to Know.
Oh, I know that. I
Hand
know
in My
all the records
Pocket,
except
Head Over
Station to
Feet,
Station.
Ironic. Appetite for Destruction has Welcome to the Jungle, Mr. Brownstone, Paradise City, My Michelle, Sweet Child of Mine. Harvest has, the whole album's amazing, but Harvest.
Station
Heart
to
of
Station
Gold,
is,
yeah,
Is
Station to
Harvest
Station.
Decade is the double disc, right?
Decade is the
Decade
double.
is like
The compilation record.
well, it's kind of like
Station
a
to
best of.
Station is Station to Station, Golden,
Golden
Years,
Years.
Word on a Wing, TVC 15, Stay, Wild as the Wind.
Oh.
I'm gonna have a hard time with this, but I will tell you.
And the
what my-
band has the band album. The band is Rag Mama Rag. The Night They Drove Old Dixie Down, Up on Cripple Creek.
There's nothing
King
good on that
Harvest.
record. What a shitty album. King Harvest.
How dare they even call themselves a band?
Jesus. All right, so I'll give you mine. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. The Band, Harvest, Jagged Little Pill, Appetite, Station to Station. And
Is
to be
that
honest,
your opinion or what you think Rolling Stone's opinion
no,
was?
that's my opinion. My opinion is that is the order of, and the reality is my thought process on this is Jagged Little Pill was not as impactful personally to me. I love the record. I believe it was Glenn Ballard. Really, really good stuff. Unbelievably well produced, written, performed. Great. Love. Appetite. When I was a boy. When I was a boy. Appetite for Destruction came out when I was a kid, when there were still real records.
You were in 5th grade.
Off the
I was in
record-
3rd grade. I vividly remember when that record
Off the
came out.
record existed in my hometown. We would go in there. There were fucking listening booths. Like you could go into a room and
Oh my God, I forgot about those at
and
the
listen
record
to the
store.
music. It was ripping on the hard on the stereo. Craig, or I think the guy's name was Craig that was running it.
Mace, can you put this on?
The like hardcore, like the metal dude with like bleach black hair and bleached black jeans and bleached black t-shirts. Everything was like that. And
Bleached in black.
yeah, and
Bleached
he
black.
was just tearing it
It
up
was
on
the 90s, man.
He was tearing it up.
Who knew?
And we like walked from school. What grade was I in?
Oh, no, it was the 80s. Appetite for Destruction. You
Oh.
were in 5th grade. It was
Yeah,
1989.
So I was still at Central School. So I would walk down Wilmette Avenue, or not Wilmette Avenue, Central Street to Off the Record. Craig was in there ripping tunes.
I'm sorry, 87.
Appetite for
Yeah, I was gonna
Destruction
say.
blew my fucking mind. Like, it was the coolest shit that anybody had ever heard. Sweet Child of Mine, Paradise City, like holy
I have a really funny
like
story about that
mind
record.
blowing, absolutely new, cool, rad shit. It was amazing.
It was amazing.
So Jagged Little Pill, I think is actually, I could see Rolling Stone ranking that a better record than Appetite for Destruction. I could be totally wrong, but in real life, when I'm 47 years old now, the band is the best record on that list. Harvest is the second best record on that list.
I agree with both of those.
Jagged Little Pill is the third best record on that list. Appetite is the fourth best record on that list. And Station to Station, although I absolutely love David Bowie, and I know you love David Bowie too.
David Bowie's
is
got
not
records
the-
that are in the top 50.
Like, that's not
Station to
Ziggy
Station is
Stardust.
not
That's
that
not the
record.
best Bowie record. That's my two
Interesting.
Fine.
cents.
I agree with you on all of your thoughts, and I would put them in the same order. I would like to say for the record
That makes it so easy. Same order.
that my Appetite for Destruction story is that I literally remember a girl that I was in school with in 3rd grade bringing the cassette to school and taking the jacket out of the cassette and showing me all the lyrics, whatever.
Yeah.
And then on the back was this little illustration, and it was a girl that was like definitely
Torn up.
Yeah, like she was
Yeah,
like,
that was the Live
not
by
great.
Suicide. That was the live. But so
was that not the same record?
well.
Did they come out like right at the same time?
Oh, I might get myself confused here. I actually think that was the next record. The next record was the one with Patience on it. And that was actually 2 records, or like an EP plus they got the cash to finish the record.
Okay.
And that had, are you talking about like it was a very provocative picture of a girl like getting chased and getting her clothes ripped off?
Yeah, and then there's like
That's-
a robot at the end. Okay,
I don't
well,
remember the robot particularly, but I think that was the Live by Suicide.
She
That-
does.
All inside a cassette, huh? Wow.
oh yeah,
They're telling
dude, the
stories.
artwork inside of a cassette was amazing.
Well,
sometimes
dude, they were
it was
coming
like an
from
album.
They were coming from albums, so albums were like you could
The
open
artwork
it
was
up
always
and you
a
could,
thing in the album.
you could do all sorts of things on the inside of it. There was all this.
Sometimes it was a
album.
poster.
Yeah, sometimes it was a poster.
Always
Sometimes-
the lyrics.
Then there was the sleeves, so there was another opportunity. So you had like,
And then the vinyl itself could be something special.
yeah, but you just the sleeves you had 4 opportunities if it's a double, and then you have the inside and the outside. You had like 8 opportunities.
Gatefold.
Yeah, you had like gatefold. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you
I mean,
could-
well,
there
so
was
a
a lot
record's
of-
12.5 by 12.5. So you got the inside and the outside's 2 square feet. The inside of the inside is another 2 square feet, and then you got the actual
Sleeve.
sleeves,
Right.
which is another.
So what they
2
did
square feet.
so
is when the
16 square
cassettes-
feet of art potentially.
when
to-
the cassettes
to,
came,
Right.
people weren't like super pleased with like lack of art. So
Art.
what they did is they like you would pull the thing out and then you
It
would
was like
unfold it, and
like
sometimes
5
sometimes
folds
it was like
sometimes.
5 folds. So the thing was like 36 inches long.
But
and
you
then
had all your
fold it
lyrics
back
in
up.
there.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
and in all
Tuck it
fairness,
back
the
in and put the
albums
CD
even
in-
had
or put the
a
cassette
lot
in
of them
there.
had a booklet that came with it, or the Beatles'
That
White
too.
Album had
Yeah.
the portraits
Yeah.
that came with it. Just
Or the
you've got a spot.
George Harrison.
yeah,
Yeah.
All Things Must Pass.
All
Does
Things
that-
Must
that
Pass
came
has
with
a
a poster
lot.
too.
No, I think that comes with a booklet, or maybe that's the later version.
Maybe I don't know.
The one that I have is actually like a box. It's like a,
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
like a
All right,
box.
So
So-
my point was that I go to school. This girl shows me this.
I don't think it was
thing.
Appetite for Destruction.
Gums and Roses.
Okay, maybe it was.
It was the
not.
one after, but anyway, tell the story. I'm interested. I'm intrigued.
So she tells me this story, or she shows me this thing. She doesn't tell me the story. She shows me the cassette thing, and she's like, "You got to get this record. You got to listen to it." My sister got it. It's really good. You got to listen to it. And I'm like, okay. So I go home and I tell my mom, I'm like, hey, there's a tape. We need to go get this tape. And I start telling her all about the artwork that's inside this tape. And my mother is looking at me horrified because I'm literally in like 3rd grade. I vividly remember this happening. She's like, we are not ever buying that. We are not buying that. And I'm not kidding you. A week later, my dad came home with the record.
He was like, you got to hear this.
He's like, this shit's great.
It's
I was like,
amazing. Yeah.
That's what I was talking about. Thank you very
Well,
much.
you know what? You, like me, had the benefit of having
parents that were passionate about music.
Well, you had yes, parents that were passionate about music, but also, like, your mom was more pop, I think is fair to say, and your dad was more good
classic
music,
rock,
yeah, which
music with depth.
which is awesome. You know, it's totally awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so Noah, what would you put?
Yeah. All right,
How would
so
you
we
rank
can make
these
this a little
bad
quicker
boys?
than this because I wasn't alive for
Any of them?
any of them. So why I asked what the name of the list was is because I think that, like, in my opinion,
So Noah's trying to win.
I like the songs on certain albums better than necessarily, like, if you're looking at it from like a what impacted, music scale of things.
Yeah.
I think that the Guns N' Roses record is bigger.
Then Jagged Little Pill?
Impact wise.
I think Jagged. No, I'm saying, like,
Then the band?
I think that, like, if you take my ranked list, which, like, I like the band record, I like Harvest. The Bowie record is not my favorite Bowie record, and I think regardless, I think Bowie's is number 5 on the real list, and I think it's number 5 on every one of our lists too. Simply due to lack of, like, song breadth. Like, a good album, in my opinion, like, 10 out of 10 albums have no songs you skip. They are
Station to
perfect
Station's
every
only a 6-song album.
There's very few of those.
Right.
Very
and I'm not
few.
I'm not saying any of these are 10 out of 10s.
My historic for those, by the way, are Paul Simon Graceland.
Okay.
Graceland.
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 And
Automatic for the People.
hell yeah. But also Tom Petty, Full Moon Fever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good one.
Automatic.
Those are the ones that I spent my
Automatic for the People is
I
right.
agree with Automatic.
That's
for the
kind of
Below,
funny. I
yes,
don't even
all
want
of
to tell
this
you what
list,
mine
I
would
think.
be.
Does Full Moon Fever have Dancing at the Zombie Zoo?
Yes,
on
it does.
Yeah. Sick.
Okay,
That
so
was a George Harrison story, if I don't remember.
It was, in
incorrectly.
fact. That's correct. Okay.
Sweet.
do we want to
Alright,
finish
so,
the bit?
So Bowie's at the bottom of the list.
Okay,
I
so
think I
Noah's-
personally
okay.
like.
So who's number 1? GNR.
I'm trying to work my way up. If I'm guessing what's
got Bowie at
right,
the bottom.
what is correct on the list.
If you're guessing what's right, it's got to be GNR, then
GNR's at the
Jagged
top
Little
of the
Pill.
list.
Jagged Little
Harvest.
Pill was a big deal. I'm sorry. We've talked a lot about the Guns N' Roses record,
Yeah.
but like Jagged Little Pill should not be looked over.
I'm
it
not,
was
and
a
I'm
big
not looking
deal.
it over. I also don't
Dave
hate
Coulier.
songs on that record. I don't know that I've sat there and been like, I need to listen to Jagged Little Pill today in its entirety.
It's good.
Like,
I have
haven't-
listened
I
to
don't know
that
I've
record
sat
in
and listened to the
entirety
whole album at all.
many
so
times.
I can't say
I know
like
you
for
have.
sure. Oh yeah,
Fucking love that
no
record.
skips on it. So I think I put the band.
I'm an
I think
angry
it's GNR.
Girl.
Right.
And
Fucking
then
pissed.
My personal list. Let's just start there.
Right when
My
I was
personal-
one,
Yeah.
it was perfect.
What's your list, Noah?
Can I get through my
Yes,
list?
get
Yes,
it.
let's do
Alright,
it.
Sick.
Are we going
So-
top to bottom or bottom to top?
Let's go bottom to top for
Okay.
suspense purposes. All right. So,
All right.
Oh, my
so
Lord.
on the bottom we got David Bowie. Above that, we got the Alanis record. I think
Alanis
It's great.
Is 4.
Jagged Little Pill.
it's great,
Oh.
but it's low.
Okay.
Wow.
And then I think I'm doing
Harvest or the band?
I was gonna say Harvest or Appetite for Destruction. I think the band's my number 2, and Harvest is my number 1.
Wow.
So it's Harvest,
Noah's
the
personal
band,
record.
Appetite,
Or Noah's personal
Jagged
list.
Little Pill, Station to Station.
Yeah. And then I think that the list, the Rolling Stone list, probably has Jagged Little Pill at the top.
Yep.
Or maybe they got Appetite for Destruction, because that could be like
Either one. That's a 50-50.
formulative,
50-50.
rock and roll.
Agree.
So
Totally.
probably Appetite for Destruction, Jagged Little Pill,
Then
And
they're gonna put Bowie. No. Then they're gonna put
Harvest.
Harvey. Then Harvest. Then
And you
Bowie.
think, Bowie was above the
And
band.
the band's gonna be at
for
the
an
bottom.
unjust
You
reason.
really
Cool.
think so?
Yeah,
Well, dude,
I
they
think
do
that's
dumb
probably right.
shit. I
That's
love
you have
them.
the
fucking
answer?
annoying.
I love them,
I have
but they
the
do dumb
answer.
shit.
Mason,
what's the answer?
answer?
So the real rank. Okay, so you said Dad and Mom both agreed on their list being number 1, The Band by the Band. Number 2, Harvest by Neil Young. 3, Jagged Little Pill by Alanis Morissette.
Yeah, we're
4,
good. We're all
Appetite
clear.
for Destruction. 5,
Station
Station
to
to
Station.
Station. Noah's list was Harvest, the band, Appetite for Destruction, Jagged Little Pill, Station to Station.
Okay.
What's the answer?
Your combined list was what you think was right was GNR, or
You're making this
If
complicated
we're
now.
guessing
so it
like
was-
the right
What's
answer,
the real answer, Mason?
not
the
what
real-
we personally feel.
okay. So the one you thought it was Jagged Little Pill or Appetite 1 or 2, switch it, reversible.
Right.
Harvest second or Harvest third, Bowie fourth, and the band the fifth.
You're confusing
That's
me.
what we
What's
decided.
what's
the
the
real
actual answer?
list is Harvest is ranked 72.
Wow.
Jagged Little Pill is ranked 69. Appetite for Destruction is ranked 62. The Band by the Band is ranked 57, and Station to Station is ranked 52.
Wow, that's kind of crazy.
Wow.
That's like
Okay, so I'm sorry because you said it the
So
way
it-
that you said it.
Bowie
So it
was
was
the
station
number
to
one
station,
record.
and then what?
So the number 1 record was Station to Station. The number 2 was The Band. The number 3 was Appetite.
Yeah.
4 was Jagged Little Pill. 5 was Harvest.
yeah,
Wow.
interesting.
So
I think-
of all those records, Rolling Stone says that Harvest is the worst of all of them.
But
Yep.
see, these are where the comparisons need to they just suck no matter what. Like anyone's
I
list
mean,
is gonna
do.
suck.
Listen.
They
Like,
do.
So
Because there
Noah
are
got
probably
Jagged
three
Little Pill
three
right.
Neil Young records further up the list,
Dude,
and it's like, well,
you're
we
totally
can't put
right.
4
You're-
of them in the top
No,
75.
totally,
We got to
'cause
make room for
I
that,
know,
you know.
and it's hard, and you know what? I don't.
It's also dumb. Like there's
It is
like
dumb.
Like
I-
dumb.
Yes.
there's an aspect of this
Also
that
fucking dumb. You know what it is? Bullshit. It's bullshit.
So Noah got GNR and the Appetite for Destruction and Jagged Little Pill.
I got the most
correct.
points. I fucking win today.
Did-
And the
Noah-
band and the band.
All right, so Noah got 3 out
So
of 5.
Noah got
Good.
3 out
So
of
he got
5.
the W.
So he got the win.
What I
He
was going to
just
say is
switched
like the
Harvest
nice
and
part about
Bowie.
music is that there's nothing to quantify. Like I went to high school with a buddy who was in a band in high school, and he was always like, man, the coolest thing is like you can support all your friends' bands too, because you can all win. Like you could all make great songs and play shows. And if you don't play like big shows, and you know it happens, and sometimes it's because of the you, and sometimes it's the circumstances. But you can always be supportive of everyone. And like
You know what?
lists
That's a
like this,
beautiful sentiment.
like you know, at a certain point you have to draw a line in a lot of the competitive arenas and say, okay, at some point, we have respect for each other, but I need to, I want to prove that I'm better than you, or I want to get an upper edge. You don't need to do that necessarily in music.
No,
It's
we can
Can I
all
say
just
something
revolve
on that?
around love.
On
and-
that
and
note,
hearts and
For the
kindness.
record, I saw
Beauty.
something
why are
today.
you doing this, Rolling Stone? Why are you
But
tearing
Noah
us
won,
apart?
Music
though.
revenues last year are up 10%, which
Wow.
means that the music industry, according
COVID.
to International Federation of Phonographic, the
That was
International
until shit
Federation
got
of
shut down on
Phonographic Industry,
TikTok.
$28.6 billion. That means there's plenty to be out there.
That's got to feed
you
everybody,
could
dude.
totally support
got-
each other.
That's got to feed everybody.
I mean,
that's not a
it's-
lot of money.
DJ
The num-
Elon is taking half.
The number,
how much?
the numbers have been down. It's the artists are
That's
getting
less than a
screwed.
Twitter.
Oh no, the artists are for sure
No,
getting
man,
screwed.
like,
The
there's not a
revenues
lot
are making,
going
or
on.
the
That's good.
the venues are making all
And
the
you know
money.
what? You know who's paying?
Us. We're just giving money to Live Nation every chance we get.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I did
Like,
see an interesting thing about
what was
um,
the,
They own
400
Ticketmaster and they own all the venues that sell
someone at
Ticketmaster
work
tickets.
Yeah.
just went to see who's in town. Olivia Rodrigo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's her name, right?
Yeah.
Yes. She
Yeah.
was at the United Center,
Yeah.
I think, or something.
You know how much the tickets were?
Shit tons of money.
Yeah.
250 at
Pit.
least.
Pit,
Oh,
baby.
Pit 600.
Yeah.
$600.
Oh, I think it was. I think it was. I actually don't know
4?
exactly, but it was. No, I think it was north of 4.
Yeah,
I think it was
at
in that
least
6
4.
range.
And here's
probably
the sad
6 to
reality.
8.
Olivia Rodrigo probably saw $30 out of each of those tickets.
Well,
I don't know about
I think
that.
that
I mean,
50, 100.
if it's
Right.
yeah,
Generally,
Fuck you,
it's
Live
like
Nation.
30%, which would be 120.
dude. I mean,
or
well, and then you
$180.
look at like
I think
the
it's very
Taylor
simple,
Swift,
and I don't
there
want to
was,
get
like,
angry.
Taylor Swift. She sold out Soldier Field, and you couldn't get a ticket for less than like $150.
Well, that's the problem. The problem is that
those
we have
pit tickets were probably $2,000.
the problem is that we have a secondary market that the origin market is capitalizing on, right? So you got Ticketmaster
Yeah.
that owns Live Nation. They combined owned all the venues. They
Live Nation owns Ticketmaster.
are participating in the secondary market with premium tickets and so on and so forth. And
Well, yeah.
all that's happening is the middle people that have nothing to do with
Are getting
the entertainment value of the sale are collecting huge paychecks.
all the fees is you paying fucking
It's
Live
not
Nation.
just the fees.
No, I'm
Mace.
saying, but like that's the tip of the iceberg.
Oh, this is a bad.
That's you
this
paying
is,
Ticketmaster,
should
which
not
is
go
I
down
don't even
this
know if we
hole.
should talk about
We
this
shouldn't.
because this really
This
We
could
might
be
need
like
a
a
shot.
7-hour episode, and it's
No.
not a good place to go tonight.
But the reality is
We should start campaigning in
bands-
every episode to get rid of Live Nation
okay.
and
So
the middlemen.
on this subject, though, let's talk about the cool thing that we saw happen, which there was a little negativity with it, which I don't want to shit on anyone, but our boys Goose, who we love so much,
yes.
decided that they were going to release some new shows, right? And it's the pre-shows, right? So it's before the tour that was already announced. They're playing
At the Cap,
at the Cap. I think it's 4 nights at the Cap. And
the Capitol Theater in New York.
hallowed ground.
By many.
Yeah, no. Just read what Jerry has
Hallowed.
to read what Jerry, our boy Jerry right here, has to say about the Capitol Theater.
The Jerry Prayer Candle.
Anyway,
Jerome.
they did it, and it was all lottery, right? No general
To the
on
best
sale.
of my
no
knowledge, it was
no
lottery only.
Ticketmaster. However, Ticketmaster.
Fucked them.
Well, I went to
and
get.
stole tickets. Probably. I'm sure they did.
Oh my God, you're going down a complete rabbit hole that you have no idea where you're going. But
boom,
Am I
called out.
wrong?
Hostages.
Apparently,
Am
Yeah.
I wrong?
well, no, but let's
Apparently.
Well,
Really?
no.
Just say the
No.
word allegedly before anything that you
be
are
the
saying.
lottery was when I clicked to go and get tickets on the lottery, it redirected me to a Ticketmaster page, which was a little upsetting. I wish it was just like a Goose page, and Goose just sold all the tickets themselves. However, they needed some help, which I'm not holding them. I'm not holding that against them. All I'm saying is, Ticketmaster was involved in some way, shape, or form, which I would have preferred they were not. However,
Bullshit.
super cool that they were like Lotto only. This is for our fans. This is for our people that are on our mailing list, that follow us on Instagram and follow us on Facebook and follow us on TikTok.
Twitter, X.
Tickety.
This is for our people. We're not going to release any tickets to the general public. If you want in, get in. And they got it done. I'm sure I know that I actually
And
know
jam bands.
that they sold out all the nights. And then now they'll hit the secondary market, and people will pay dearly to see Cotter Ellis's first show.
Well,
which,
it's smart too because jam bands typically have a hard time creating a loyal fan base.
yeah.
Only our fans. They're the only ones with access.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, the Cotter Ellis thing's a good point. You could probably sell those to somebody who.
Oh no, people! I
Isn't.
haven't looked at them, but they're going to be very.
Oh,
expensive.
yeah.
Your
they-
sister's
I'm sure
upset
they
we
will.
never tried. She was like,
I-
we should have tried.
I should have tried. I put in for all 4, and then I canceled at the last second. Honestly, because I was debating the Sphere and Phish, because the Phish tickets that were $1,800 are now down to $400, which
Yeah,
is
that's
still a
crazy.
huge nut.
No, but that's crazy.
I'm not flying to and staying in Vegas for one night, so I need to do at least 2. They're only playing 4.
And we have a daughter
that's-
having a prom,
That's
so there's
$1,600
the
worth
middle
of
that.
worth of tickets for just the 2 of us for the 2 nights. Then you got
Plus a
another.
hotel and flights.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it could never ever happen again.
There's no fucking way it's not happening again.
They're going to be there all the
The
time.
reality is they took the time.
I
Like,
guess they're also like not going to tour forever.
here's the thing.
That's true.
That's totally true. But the thing is, what everybody needs to understand about the Sphere, and you know this as well as I do, is number one, I want to participate in audio beam technology, and I want
Want to get penetrated by audio beams?
I do. MSG has patented technology inside of the Sphere. They tested it at the Beacon Theater 2 or 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, with a solo tray show at the Beacon Theater. The Sphere has like 300,000 speakers inside of it, and they have a patented technology that claims to deliver house audio to each and every seat in the venue. It's supposed to be amazing.
Like,
Every seat
identically.
should have the exact same perfect audio experience.
And mix, right? So like you can hear every word that they're saying,
Which
and you
we've
can
gotten
hear.
confirmation that that's real, right?
Yes, we did, and you can hear every note from. And it's like the best kind of confirmation because it was like unasked for. Like it just was. It was someone who doesn't necessarily know audio the way that or pay attention to
Doesn't
audio.
geek out the way our family does.
The way that we do. And but the it was it sounded so good. You know when they talk and it's like a little like
What are they saying?
and I
kinda
could
hear it.
understand absolutely everything. So I believe that that's absolutely the case. The thing that's also important about the Sphere, especially with like touring bands like Phish that are heavily reliant on lights, is all those lights are like, it's like scrap it. It's all garbage
You
for
could
the
light
Sphere.
it up,
Ah,
but
sure,
in
but-
some
Good,
regard,
but
Yeah,
it would be squandering a great
But the
opportunity
Corona
with
gig
those
is a lot
screens.
different for the Sphere than
Yeah.
than it would be at Alpine Valley, right?
Or-
I actually would be
non-existent.
very giddy to see what he would come up with.
We're all
because he's
super
an-
giddy.
He's such a creative man.
Well, Noah and I were talking about this when the Sphere first happened, and when Phish first announced the Sphere, at least, and I was like, so, what? How is Corona going to be able to do anything? Like, won't they have to just pre-program the screens
Well,
to
they're
do
going to have to
stuff?
program
So
stuff.
I'm sure they'll have like clips programmed and whatever, certain
colors
settings and
and
colors
washes
and
and-
whatever, and he'll just be able to
Textures
cycle
and
I do really
through.
wanna go.
We
Like,
should just go.
Yeah, there's
Totally.
Yeah,
go.
textures and effects to put on
It's terrible.
stuff. And
when this first
weird,
before they
yeah.
even announced that Phish was playing there, we were talking about what could happen. Like how would you even do it? Like a jam band improvised show like that?
With
And my exact statement was like, well, even if it took like some sort of liaison to get from software to software, like you can basically do the same things and work with the same workflow and ideas as like a light designer. Like Kuroda could just have hired on some
that's
additional
not the point.
like
Well,
a
and
video
he's-
The point
projection
is to
guy.
push it
And
further,
he's
right?
Of
worked
course,
with
but like my
screens
point
before.
isn't that you can't push it further. It's like talking about concepts in photography that then you're applying to film that you're shooting a movie
Oh,
with. Like you're,
that
you're
gives
just
me goosebumps,
it's an
actually.
added layer of you want to evoke a certain feeling, and using the lights, you do that by using strobes
Yeah.
and this color. But in a video aspect, you can use literal, like, I want it to look like granite. I want it to look
Yeah.
like, and then
Yeah.
of course you get
Anything.
into like they'll have a few certain songs they're going to play
The
that they'll
thing
have.
is like
thematic
Fish booking
aspects,
Fish booking 4 shows makes the when you just start thinking about the business side of the business,
Yeah.
right? And it's like, okay, we're going to spend all this money to program for
Right,
the
right.
Sphere.
And really quick, like the other disclaimer that I could be
You
totally
have to
wrong
justify
is like
that by selling a lot
there
of
are-
tickets, and I would think that a lot of tickets equals more than 4 shows worth, which is why
They'll be
you two did like 50 shows or 60 shows. I think
mean,
they originally booked
I think
40 and then
That's
they
a
extended.
completely different
I think
scenario.
that
as far as
there's
the
an
screens
aspect
are
of like
concerned.
if you wanted someone to, you're talking about like creating the visual aspects for the screen being
Yeah.
an expensive effort.
Yeah.
I think that like people go to school now for specifically like video projection, most
Yeah.
of which is through projectors
Yeah.
and stuff, right?
I
But
think
like
that's a
onto
great
complicated
business.
surfaces and like
Yeah.
doing cool things.
Well,
I
that's
bet you
like-
would be surprised as to the amount of flexibility that they have with like
So
being
you
able
think
to
they could do this where it's not so cost prohibitive
absolutely
that they could
So-
pull it off,
well,
pull off a full transition from live situation in a outdoor venue, which is Phish's gig, or indoor venue, whatever, normal Kuroda setup,
lighting rig,
high quality
in an amphitheater,
best lighting rig in the pushing and advancing technology to the Sphere without it costing so much that it's cost prohibitive to run it for 4 shows and be done.
I think that the level of infrastructure needed from like the bands is not much at all. I think that it's basically just a video screen. I think you just need with computers and software. There's no hardware physical investment other than time and effort in developing the design.
But it's got to be badass, and it's going to be badass.
Hold on, I have another point.
My point is that there are 2 possible scenarios with the Phish thing, which one is that this is there's a possibility, I guess, there are two paths. One is each of the 4 nights is very heavily scripted and planned out, and there are specific sort of points that you're hitting on the video. It's a possibility that they do that. They've done that for special occasions in the past.
Yeah. For New Year's and such.
What I don't think is out of the realm of possibility is a fully imposed.
Where Kuroda's changing.
Well, that's exactly where I was going to
go. Decision making, where it's not top imagery that is specific to the song.
Right, you can't play the same imagery night after night. It won't correlate well.
There are already people that I think the difference between this and using a normal projector on a screen that's just a normal dimension screen or a TV. People do video effects design and video synthesis and video editing that's in that world. Individuals that are doing improvised stuff like
That's
that.
awesome.
So I think
That's
it's totally
super cool.
in the realm of possibility. But it's because you also have to think when you're looking at the field of view of the screen, it's not 360, right? It is very, very wide. It's a fisheye lens.
No.
But there is a left and a right bound, and there's a
right.
a back to
it's like
it,
going
right?
into the planetarium theater. I sort of imagine.
You don't necessarily.
It's Omnimax on crack.
Well,
man.
more than
I don't know.
planetarium.
I'm not going to
What's
speak
your
out of
point?
turn, but I think it's
my
not that
point
crazy.
was going back to the same thing, which was that Phish doesn't. For a band like U2 to start out and say we're going to play 30 shows or 40 or whatever it was,
if
and
we're
then
gonna play
add
the
on,
same set.
It's
a
not
beautiful
bad
day
because they're
every
going to
night.
play the same set and they need the same graphics.
I'm sure
and
they'll
or not
change
even
visuals.
that. Even if they change the set, they've got if they're
that
going
much
to
of a
play
change.
30 shows, they've got
They're-
40 songs that they could play total. So you come up with a script for those 40 songs,
And you're done.
And then you just got to get a sound guy who knows your catalog and knows that you're playing "It's a Beautiful Day" when you start playing it, and he hits play at the right time. And
Do you
you're
guys
good to go.
know?
Right,
Do
you
you
can't.
guys-
But with
to
a
a
band
certain
like
extent.
Fish, where all of a sudden they could decide randomly they're going to whip out Gaiuti.
It's a scale.
You gotta
of,
have so.
It's
you,
a scale
I
of
didn't know if you
control.
had
There
that
are certain
ability.
acts that you're going to see that are awesomely done, that are literally to the beat. Everything is synchronized, and there's a clock, and you're playing the music to the metronome, and the video is changing to the metronome, and everything's pre-programmed
And it
and good to
fits
go,
and it
it's a
flows.
really cool show.
Yeah.
But you can also tell that there's a very rigid
Programmed.
structure.
Well, and
then
Kuroda.
on the opposite end is something like Phish, where
Well,
it's a lot
Kuroda's
of
done
improv.
shows for Justin Bieber and people like that, and it has nothing to. And he's not there for every show. He just sat down and looked at what was going on, and they did the performance, and he ran lights for it one time, and they,
Right.
copied it, and then that's what.
No, they programmed it.
Well, they programmed.
Yeah. He got paid to program
They
the
kept
tour.
track of it, and he programmed the whole tour, and then that's what it is. And he plays the same, 16 songs every night, and that's what it is. In the same
Two
order.
other subjects on the Sphere. One, super exciting. Phish is coming. There's actually 3. 2, Dead & Co. just extended their dates. Interesting. 3, the band after Phish has been determined.
Who?
The Eagles.
Ooh.
Oh.
So the
I
Eagles
know
are
you're not such a huge fan.
the
but I
Eagles
will.
are hitting it up after. I have I actually have so much. I have found so many cool things to talk about on the podcast this week. I want to get this one out because this is relevant. St. Patrick's Day, my birthday.
Yes.
There was a big show at Carnegie Hall. Did you guys know that this happened?
No.
No, but I did know that there was a really, really solid Blackhawks dub that day.
There was a big, solid Blackhawks dub that day.
Was it for Shane?
Oh, it was awesome. Okay, so
It
what
was
happened
for
at
Shane and Sinead.
Shane
That's
MacGowan and
awesome.
Sinead O'Connor?
Shane and Sinead celebration at Carnegie Hall
That's awesome.
took place.
Oh, Coach, he's on screen. Oh, he's
Well
yawning.
deserved.
Oh,
David,
that's the
so
puppers.
so listen to this. This is cool, and I want to get this out there. David Gray came and played.
Cool.
Glenn Hansard came and played. Cat Power, Dropkick Murphys,
Oh yeah.
Billy Bragg,
Okay.
Nice.
the Mountain Goats,
Oh,
Gordon Gano from the Violent Femmes,
Awesome.
Dude.
Eugene Hutz from Gogol Bordello.
Yo.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I fucked up on your birthday.
The highlights.
Yeah.
I
Let's
think
go
we
to
were supposed to be
Hall.
at Carnegie Hall.
The highlight of the night was
None of those are the highlight.
Roisin Waters, who is Sinead's daughter,
Okay.
saying nothing compares to you.
I really would love to see that. Is it on
Jeez.
YouTube? Do you know?
The footage of the daughter of Sinead's daughter singing the song is on
It's
social
gonna make me
media.
cry.
Yeah.
dude.
Oh man.
I would hope. I honestly, I wish they would have live streamed
That
that.
would've
That would have
been
been a
steep.
fun thing to
Yeah,
live
we
stream.
totally
Hell
could've
yeah.
watched
We could have
it.
watched it at like 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah,
when we weren't awake yet.
it would have been
Hey.
super cool. But how cool is that? And as sad as it was, and honestly, I don't think that on the podcast we've discussed the, over under on Sinead O'Connor passing away prior to Shane MacGowan. Like that's insane
Shocking.
that happened.
Crazy.
But the fact that those two Irish fucking legends got celebrated on St. Patty's Day
Well,
at
the fact that
Carnegie
they
Hall
died within such close
Makes me
proximity
proud
is-
as fuck.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear that Carnegie Hall stuff. It's gonna be awesome.
I'm excited.
Yeah, it sounds like it was amazing. I think Glenn Hansard did the same thing that he did the fairy tale in New York, like he
Okay.
did at Shane's
Awesome.
funeral with
Nick Cage.
no Glenn Hansard
Well,
with
didn't Nick Cage do
Nick was there.
No, at the funeral.
Nick Cave.
Nick Cave.
Nick
Yeah.
Cave. Nick Cage.
Nicolas Cage.
Not
Nick
Nicolas
Cage.
Not Not the Ghost Rider.
No, one of your
Out
favorite.
Not
looking
the Ghost
for,
Rider.
you know.
I do wanna
Nicolas
see his new
Cage
movie,
and-
The
and
Mona
as
Lisa.
The one about
Black
him, like
Keys-
as an
Ca-
actor, like whatever
the
it's
Bad
called.
Seeds is his band.
Not to get too digress, but
He's got a new record coming out.
Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds.
I don't know if it's.
They would be
Oh, I
most
hope
known
so.
for the Peaky Blinders.
It's actually Nick Cave in the
theme.
news. He stole him from Huey
Yeah, he
Lewis.
stole him from Huey.
That would
Yeah.
be dope.
No, he did Red Right Hand. Red Right Hand, the Peaky
Yeah.
Blinders
Make
song.
it happen, Nick.
Yeah.
Can you
Nick
imagine?
Cave singing.
Oh my God, Glassy Ass strikes again.
You got me.
All right, so there's a company on Instagram called We Have the Data. They put out a new study.
I'm
But
ready.
do they have the data?
Are they real?
This is nuts. This one's crazy, and it makes 100% sense. You already know what it is. I texted our one of our groups.
Makes a whole
Oh,
dollar.
I love this actually.
A new study that was studying depression was surprising. It was surprising because the people who exercise actually beats out the SSRIs, which are like the
Normal antidepressant.
Zoloft,
drugs that they put you on.
Effexor.
What is it? Select serotonin reuptake inhibitors. Is that right? I don't. It's something. It's serotonin's one of the S's,
Leave it to you.
and it's
to
a
have the
reuptake
answer.
inhibitor. But I don't know.
That's I believe correct, son.
I think you're right.
Way
But
to go,
the
champ.
reality is exercise actually beats out the SSRIs. But that's not the impressive
Well,
one.
because it's easier to exercise than to SSRIs.
At the end of the day,
Easier word to say.
the one
I'm
thing
gonna go exercise.
the one thing that has the largest effect on any treatment for depression
This is awesome.
is
The one thing that has better treatment for depression than
Then
anything
exercise or SSRIs.
what is the absolute best thing in the world for depression, and it beats the shit out of SSRIs.
else. Dancing.
Yes.
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
Dancing is by far
The best
the one-
depression
Shout out to Leland
inhibitor.
Palmer.
Yeah.
from Twin
Shout out to
Peaks.
Bob.
Shout out to Bob. Big shouts to the crew.
The people above the convenience
Laurel,
was
we
store.
think of you
Yeah.
often.
Yeah.
I was thinking about wearing my directed by David Lynch sweatshirt today, but I didn't.
Oh my
I went
God.
with the goose sweatshirt.
Dude,
Yeah, no, I
talk
totally
about
believe
people
the
you'd
dancing.
love to have dinner
The
with.
dancing
I'd
thing.
Dancing.
love to have David Lynch over for dinner.
Yeah.
Oh fuck!
I mean, I also find it extremely therapeutic
I
to
would
just
love to talk
wallow
to
in
David
pain
Lynch.
listening to sad songs. But when I'm done doing that, dancing is absolutely top of the list.
After he's wallowing in pain to sad
Dancing
songs.
is dancing
Well, no, it's
outperforms
like-
everything as far as depression is concerned. Period.
Oh, I am not surprised.
Fully
That's
believe that.
Totally awesome.
Fully support that theory.
Everybody go
100%.
dance.
I've talked about it ad nauseum all week,
It's
and
do it. Dance a
We're
little.
gonna go dance tomorrow.
It's funny because it's so obvious to people like us that go out and see shows and dance a lot.
Jam
but,
and dance. Love
all right,
it.
so I don't remember which one of these. One of these says bullshit, and the other says segment.
That's the bullshit one. The green is bullshit.
sure?
Green is
Yep, that's the bullshit
Yep,
one. You were
I'm
correct.
sure.
Glassy eye. Segment. Time for a segment.
Segment.
It might work better if
Oh,
we just
wait.
get a
It's
really
a-
high
This is
quality
the
recording
motorboat.
of that and we play it over.
Pontoon.
Oh yeah, are we
This is
doing
the
it?
motorboat. Did you hear it?
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
you hear it?
Pontoon.
He worked hard to like.
And we got to
prepare
make
his
it
lips.
pan from left
He
to
put
right.
Vaseline on his lips to get the good motorboat sound.
It's
good.
Go do it again.
I gotta stop smiling.
Glassy eye and greasy lip.
Go.
Uses
I can't do it if I'm
God.
smiling.
Coach is watching.
I'm trying. I'm trying really hard. Don't chew on any more cables, child.
Oh,
That's
it's
right.
time
Wow.
for
It's time for a pontoon trivia.
segment.
Phenomenal.
All right. This is a segment where
We need
I
to-
give
we
the
need to
family
make a
three
soundtrack to
factoids.
this.
Glyn Johns.
This is
I'm gonna just start guessing.
this is a sac.
Yeah, we'll get one.
This is a segment where I, the middle one, give the parents and the eldest 3 hints, and they have to guess
The song.
which song.
Okay.
I do have
Song
a
this
multiple
time.
choice opportunity for you all if you find that
needed.
you need it.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay. Wow. You've got baby
Call us
mode.
Stupid.
Are you throwing more bullshit
If
this
I need
time,
to-
or is this going to be a good one?
Well,
I might
I
have
thi-
to
you like-
invoke
like,
baby mode on this one.
I would struggle and need the multiple choice.
Hey Mason.
You might not.
Okay,
Hey
Ah.
Mason. Hey Mason.
Let's
Guess
hit
what? If we have to get to the multiple choice, I think that it's safe to say that the hints weren't good enough. And
Well,
I don't. I
it's-
called it baby mode initially, but
let's
I
go.
think it's
Let's
more
do
at
it.
your fault. You
Let's
know.
go.
Okay, so this week's
Let's go.
pontoon trivia. This song,
Up on Cripple Creek.
wrong. This song was written by
Born in the USA.
Stop.
This song was written by Diane Warren, who also wrote "Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now" by Starship.
Nothing's gonna
Diane or Dion?
Not
Diane.
No,
Okay.
no. What-
Diane Warren.
Diane Warren.
Not
Okay.
Dionne
Not
Warwick.
I
Dionne
thought, you
Warwick.
said I thought you said Diane,
Diane.
Warwick, and I was
No,
like, wait a minute,
Warren.
hold on.
Diane Warren wrote "Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now" by Starship.
Okay.
"If I Could Turn Back Time" by Cher.
Oh,
Okay.
I feel the vibe.
Awesome.
I'm feeling it.
Oh
I
my
can-
God, I
Because You
sang that
Loved Me.
earlier.
I can hear the drums.
What's the third?
"Because You Loved Me" by
Celine
Celine
Know
Dion.
that song, do I?
'Cause you
And "How Do I
love me.
Live"
Yes, you do.
by Leanne Rimes.
How do I
Okay.
live without
So I think
you?
Mom's
My
gonna be
singing
the
voice
Is
best
it
terrible.
just
winner.
what other song did
today.
she write?
So
She wrote 5
No,
songs. We named
this
4.
song, no. This song was written for the film Armageddon.
I don't want to miss a thing. Aerosmith sings it. Steven
Holy
Tyler.
fucking shit!
Bam!
Oh my God, Mom!
There's a segment button.
Oh my God!
Oh man!
Okay, so
I've never seen that movie.
So she
I
wrote
have
it.
no idea
That's
what you're
why
talking about.
I was looking at
It's
her
actually like
when I
Yeah.
said you
Yeah.
might be
Fuck
able to
that
get
shit.
it.
Yeah,
That
segment?
I was looking
Yeah,
at Mom.
Mom,
So she
crushed
wrote
you.
it for Armageddon, which came out on
I don't
June
wanna miss a
30th of
thing.
1998.
You know what song
It was originally she originally wrote it for Celine Dion, but then
Steven
decided
Tyler
that it
took
could
it.
fit into the Armageddon soundtrack.
Shalama Lama.
Who directed
Then,
Armageddon?
then I don't know. Then U2 was supposed to record it for Armageddon, but it was taken. But she gave it to Aerosmith instead because Liv
Tyler
Tyler
was
is in the
with
movie.
Ben Affleck and Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
And Liv Tyler's
dude,
dad
what a beautiful
is
So you know
Mom
the
knows
movie,
the
but
whole
you don't know
thing.
who
Tyler.
directed
I'm
it.
quitting.
I
I'll
don't
see
know
you
who
again
You
directed
next
got
week.
smoked this week.
But
I
I got
love you.
fucking trounced.
You beat
I
us. You beat the shit out of us on
I'm glad we
Strawberry
didn't need to
Fields,
go to
which
baby
was-
mode.
I was
What were-
trounced.
wait. I want to hear the
All you
multiple
need is
choice.
love.
What was the multiple choice options?
I was well
Was
because
there
my
more? Were there more?
I want to hear
hints
all
after
your.
that
I want to
before
hear
the
all your
multiple
hints
choice?
and
No.
stuff.
well no my
we don't.
my third hint.
It's the trivia.
So my second hint was that it was written for Armageddon. My third hint was that it was written originally for Celine Dion, almost recorded by U2,
Like
and
we
then
would've figured
went to
that
Aerosmith instead because of Liv Tyler. And then if you really, 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 really were struggling and still needed help, which
After that
would have
awesome
happened if Mob had never seen Armageddon 16 times,
I didn't see it 16 times. It's not that
4
good.
at least. The multiple choice was crying, A, B, don't want to miss a thing, or C, crazy.
Excellent choices,
Cool.
Mason. Well
Cool,
done.
man.
Because I had to keep in mind that this
Hey,
woman
thanks
was,
for putting that together.
it was
Mace.
written by the same
appreciate
woman
it.
who wrote all of these beautiful love songs.
It was a really good one, Mace.
That was
But
good.
she didn't write Your Body as
Nice
a Wonderland.
job.
Thank you.
That was
I think
freaking badass.
I'm sort of thinking
Just
if we're going to
dropping.
keep playing all these fun games, we should get a scoreboard.
If you
because-
involve TV
Oh, no.
or movies,
No,
I-
it's
I-
got to be
I-
like who's lying. Points don't matter. You know, Drew Carey, he was always fast and loose with the points. You get
That's
20,000 points today, Mom.
Okay.
So here's what happened. Actually, is I'm not going to keep track for Pontoon trivia, but I did give Noah 3 points for getting the 3 Rolling Stones songs correct in their real order. So I'm
do
going to
have
keep
3
track for
points.
that one
Mom's
because
got
Noah's got 3
20,000,
points
but
and they both have 0. Mom's got 15 grand on this game, but they don't matter.
Oh.
But the first game they do, I promise.
okay.
Cool.
I just declared.
if you love us with the same passion as we love you, it costs you nothing to subscribe to us on YouTube, to like our videos, to follow us on Spotify, and to leave a review on Apple Podcasts. Jobs Pod, as I call it. Stanford has
In other
developed.
news,
Stanford, per Yup, that exists. Stanford has developed a smart toilet that uses cameras and sensors, can identify anal prints,
Oh yeah,
and monitor stool and urine health.
totally want a camera pointed up my anus.
Listen, if your dietitian and what's going in isn't solving your problems,
okay, so
that someone
you're a
in the
person,
deep
Jeremy
in the dark
Hewitt,
web can
that
find
doesn't
that.
want
Cameras on me ever?
Nope.
cameras
No.
on you ever.
Yeah.
No,
You
strict
don't want
nay.
me texting our
Passwords.
passwords and codes because someone might be watching us, but you're cool with a camera looking at your butthole.
What about
fine
me?
with a
What about
visual-
what I just said? Said I'm cool with it.
Yeah, no, they're part of a.
Oh,
no,
it
you,
seemed
I'm
like
I'm
you were promoting
unwilling
it.
to
No,
become
I'm
part
just
of
letting
the
you know.
governmental
Sponsored by this
anal
yeah,
visual.
he started it with this just in, my new favorite
but-
piece of technology ever.
Nope, not willing to
No,
become
it's just
part
a
of
fact.
the.
There's
the
a fact out there that is Stanford
Interesting.
developed a
Crazy.
smart toilet
Is that,
that
to say
that
that
can identify anal
No,
prints.
you're never going to be able to find my anal prints on any governmental.
but is that to say that an anal
database
print is
ever.
as
No.
unique as a fingerprint?
They are. They do say that that's true.
Mason knows.
I have no idea, but I wouldn't honestly be
His has
surprised.
been identified and is in the national database. In
Oh
Okay.
yeah,
NSA.
no, they've
Yeah,
got my anal stamp for sure.
Anal stain.
No, like a fingerprint, but
Oh, so they just inked up your butthole
Hey, listen.
and then put
If
a
they
piece
can,
of paper
Yeah,
on
it
there?
was-
if
I had
they
to
can
spread real
monitor,
wide.
if they can monitor with sensors,
let's keep talking about
think-
this.
I think that I think the camera is to figure out who it is that's sitting down, and then I think they have
That's why Putin-
sensors inside the toilet
Putin's in there.
That's why Putin takes
that
his own
can
toilet
figure
around.
out if there's a problem, right? Like, is there
Okay.
a problem? Is there some
Yeah.
protein in
Some
your urine.
gastrointestinal.
Like maybe you
issues.
stand up and it's like you need
And
to
then
drink
you get a
more
text,
water.
and it's like,
You've
dude,
been
dude, what's
you haven't been
what's
drinking enough
up?
water. You're
What are we doing?
dehydrated.
what's with
It
the
might be-
asparagus, man?
I
It
will.
might
I
be-
might do it if it was like 14 inches. Way to go, champ! Personal
it's
record.
an AI that just like calls you
Ew,
later.
What the fuck, Mason?
gross.
Sorry,
could be-
everyone. I couldn't resist.
Not funny.
I'm a middle child.
If
He
it
has
could
to be,
detect like
you know,
colon
validated
cancer
by
and
big
like
poops.
Someone
prostate
thought it was
cancer
funny.
and
Do you honestly
uterine
think that a
cancer
camera
or
watching
ovarian
your
cancer.
fecal matter leave
No,
your
the
body
camera
is gonna
just
pick up
determines.
on
I
the
guess.
cancer?
No,
I
it's a
guess
profile
it's looking at your
match.
butthole.
I think the
Imagine how useful this would be for your
I
office.
think the camera.
I got him.
I think the camera just determines who it is. So you don't have to
Ah.
hit a button that's like it's Jen.
Well,
I'm sitting down.
So
Ah,
then
then
what?
the-
So then
then
what
there's
is the
something in
camera
the
there
water
for?
that's
Just
checking the
identification
fecal
purposes.
matter in the
That's
That's the
urine?
problem I'm worried
know.
about.
I don't know.
Okay, I don't know.
I'm worried about them
I
using
mean,
it
they
for
have it for
identification
cat litter
purposes.
now.
That's the
I've
last
seen
thing I need.
that. Like, oh, your cat
Cameras?
pees. No, your cat pees in the box, and it changes the color if there's something wrong with the urine or
It's
the
been like
this
that.
or
Like
the that.
oh.
Listen,
oh,
I
oh.
deleted TikTok like a year ago. I don't need any.
You don't want
the
NSA
identification
up in your
process
stuff?
or portion of this is the part that scares me. If it's not saving anything anywhere, there's no cloud backup. You might be able to talk me into it, but like if it's to identify who's sitting down, that means that they're storing it somewhere because it knows who's sitting down just off of your.
I'd be
You
more
know how
comfortable
cars have
just like putting my
Carfax?
thumbprint on some
Yeah, it's like a
screen.
VIN number. It's like a barcode.
This thing's been through a wreck.
It's like a barcode.
We got a problem here.
This asshole's totals.
Minor incident.
You're gonna have to total off this asshole.
Just a replaced front bumper. Don't worry.
You know what? Like being
Dude,
a,
this guy
a
has
47-year-old male
He eats way too much corn.
whose dad died from like colon cancer. It wouldn't be a bad thing if it was like, you should go to the doctor.
This guy Googles why
Check
is
it
my
out.
poop
Totally.
green?
I'm not. I do think that
Doctor
my
time.
phrasing was kind of perfect. With the, yeah,
I do.
You know how
I do. It would be better if it
Carfax
just set up
line
an
is good.
appointment
It's
for
good,
you,
but-
so you didn't even have to deal with it.
Oh yeah.
Right, just transport
It would
No,
be best
it's
if
good
the
when
doctor
they-
just crawls
we set an
through the
appointment
toilet.
for tomorrow
No,
morning.
you know what's
you're
really
going to
best
see this
is when you
your,
make
your
a joke
preferred doctor,
and then tell everybody that
an
that
email
was a good
arrives.
joke.
Hi, Jeremy. We've
I
canceled your
thought that was
11:30.
it was a
decided you need
well-timed,
colonoscopy.
well-landed
Oh,
joke.
it was, but the fact that you said that it was a well-timed, well-landed joke.
I think that
that was a little.
like
it
the timing-
just
no, 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 no.
implies.
Let me
it just
defend
implies
myself.
that you were nervous about us not appreciating.
No
the joke.
implication of
We
being
all
nervous.
did.
No. Let me have the floor for a moment and let this land here. I wanted to acknowledge that I thought that the timing on that Carfax joke
I
was
just thought it.
You said thought.
I just
What?
thought the
Um,
timing was impeccable
I-
the Carfax
I
joke.
think the timing could not have been better. I
It
think
couldn't
I'm
have.
very proud of the timing of that joke.
I'm
You
proud
nailed
of
it.
you too.
And it was not about a self-doubt thing.
I think maybe
it was
we should
more
talk
just
about that after the
let's acknowledge
after the show.
Oh yeah, I got plenty to talk about
I,
after the show. All right.
I'm gonna bring my shoes and my
Tonight's
glasses.
debrief is going to be
Like
long.
where's our toilet? Where,
How about
when are we
this?
getting our smart
How about
Stanford
this?
toilet?
I'm just
They
knocking
got
my
some
stuff out
crazy
because I had
shit
so
in
much
Japan.
good stuff to talk
Well,
about
you know,
today.
you just won't let anybody
You're not gonna
else talk
save
about
any?
anything.
No,
Yeah,
I'm just
a
going to
couple
shut this shit
gems.
down right now, and I'm going to introduce a new concept.
All right. What
Dude,
we
this
got?
is crazy.
Momma Cass Elliott.
The jurisdiction here is
From the
off
Mamas and the Papas.
charts.
Very good. From the Mamas and the Papas.
okay.
I was
Michelle
too busy
Phillips,
talking.
John
with you.
Phillips,
It's not
and
that
another
good for
gentleman.
someone your age, but for
Cass?
these guys. Momma Cass.
Mama Cass.
Momma Cass.
Oh
She
yeah,
was-
of the mamas and the papas.
She was the, roundest one in the group. She was,
I always measured them by how rectangular
rotund.
or round
yeah,
they were.
let's
She
go
was
based
the
off
one
of the
that wore like
rotund and-
long, wide floral gowns and had
She's
brunette
saying all
hair.
the leaves
like
are
CeeLo
brown.
Green.
She did in
And the
harmony
skies
with
are gray.
other people.
Yeah. She's that one
Michelle
in the Mamas and
Phillips.
Papas.
Michelle Phillips is the blonde
Yeah,
in the
okay.
group.
Bad shit went on in that group. Like
Yeah.
there's some.
Yeah,
I
we've
don't
talked
even know
about
what
them
the fuck
before.
happened
Rad
over there.
shit.
We've
but
talked.
I,
Rad
I
shit.
don't know if I.
It's all good.
It sounds.
All right.
Well, no, it's not all good.
No, but Cass Elliott, where are we going?
Momma Cass, she was a large lady, and it was very unfortunate that, first of all, there's some crazy shit that would happen. Okay, so she went out one night, I believe in London, partying with, it was Mick Jagger's birthday.
Fuck yeah.
As it is 1/365th of
She's
the year.
partying, and she's partying with Mick Jagger, Rod Stewart, Pete Townsend, amongst many, many other people.
Are you about to tell me that Maggie is written about
No,
Mike?
no.
Okay, sorry.
There's some. You're young, so you don't know this, but the night was a party. It was Mick's birthday. They were raging.
This is like the
They were partying
to
their
late
ass off.
60s, I'm guessing.
She died that night. She went back to Harry Nilsson's apartment, which is the same apartment that 4 years later Keith Moon died in, which
Wow.
is fucked up.
That's super fucked up, and I had
did
no
know
idea
that they
it was
died in.
real.
I did know that they died in the same place, but I didn't know that it was his apartment.
I had no idea. I thought
Let
she
me
died
ask
in California.
you a question.
Okay.
How did Momma Cass die?
She ate a ham sandwich. She choked on a ham sandwich.
Okay, so my boy at Disgraceland Podcast put out a thing today. He's good. He's a rocker and he's cool. But he
Does his research.
He does his research, and this is what he had to say. The doctor went in, found her in the morning. The ham sandwich was...
She was young, right?
She was like 30-something.
Yeah.
The ham sandwich was untouched. He said that she died from asphyxiation from a ham sandwich, which she was big. I mean, she was a big girl, and everybody...
In that day and age, especially because the food
Everybody
was
bought
better
it.
and people were... It was...
What he
people
failed...
weren't like they are now.
What he failed to mention was the large vial of liquid cocaine
Jesus.
and the tranquilizers that were also in the room,
Oh.
and the fact that the ham sandwich was unbitten. There was a intact, full ham sandwich. So this
Momma
lady,
Cass
Momma
overdosed.
Cass,
She didn't eat a fucking ham sandwich and suffocate.
Momma Cass, like went down in history for choking on a ham sandwich,
Which is such a shitty vibe for that.
well,
just
it's like
not good.
it's like the stereotypical like. This is not me saying this from any point, my point of view at all, but it's the stereotypical like, what year was that? Sometime in the 60s or 70s.
Yeah.
Like that's the stereotypical them being like, oh yeah, the fat chick choked on a ham sandwich.
Exactly.
And that's how she died.
Exactly.
So
Just
shitty.
it's like a fat shaming negative.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this is her. She died, and it was a fucking joke because it was a ham sandwich, not because there were fucking drugs and
That's
liquid
bullshit.
cocaine and tranquilizers in the
But
house.
Disgraceland podcast, this dude, like his point was like, this is fat shaming, and not only that,
It's
when
horrible.
When you search it today, like how did Momma Cass die?
Ham
It's
sandwich.
everywhere.
She choked on a ham sandwich.
Terrible.
Ha, ha, ha. Like unbelievable.
That's a
You
really
saying
shitty
okay,
thing.
Isn't that interesting?
so you saying that about Keith Moon dying there also? Whose apartment did you? Rick Nielsen's.
Harry Nielsen. Rick Nielsen was from Rockford, Illinois.
Harry Nielsen.
Rick Nelson.
There you go.
Nielsen.
Harry Nilsson.
Harry
Nilsson?
Nielsen. Rick Nelson.
Okay.
Nielsen.
Anyways,
Rick Nielsen.
There's a Ricky Nelson
I think
and a Rick
I'm-
Nielsen
Yeah.
and a Harry Nilsson.
Yeah, we'll get it all straight at one point.
okay, I don't have a computer or a phone to look things up in front of me, but
Wow, old timer.
no, I think somebody else also died in that apartment.
Yeah, we talked about it.
Because I remember
probably.
hearing about somebody. No, because I remember hearing from
Yeah, we
one
should-
of my friends that
There's
somebody
probably-
else also died in that apartment. That blew my mind. Because he was like, they died, so and so. I don't remember who it was, but it was not Momma Cass. It was somebody else, but whoever it was, I was like, oh my gosh. And he was like, yeah, so he died in the same place as Keith.
Death in Mayfair, the cursed flat of Curzon Square.
There you go. So apparently it's more than just the two of them. Being Keith and Momma Cass.
Well, maybe I think Harry might have died there too.
I think that it probably was Harry Nelson. He was like, yo, Keith died in the same place as Harry Nelson, but that'd be
No,
Sean.
he died in Agora Hills, California in 94.
Oh.
The flat was decorated by ROR Design Company, standing for Ringo and Robin, Ringo
Well-
Starr and Robin Krulishank.
Of course it was. ROR.
Cass Elliot died
yeah.
there. Keith Moon died there.
That's all I see.
And that's the end of it.
That's it?
Mace. So you're full of shit.
All right, so I don't know. Maybe it was Momma Cass.
Gnarly.
Sorry to disappoint everybody.
All right, are we ready for?
Glad we have the internet.
Are we ready for our final segment?
Secret swimmer.
The secret swimmer. It's a secret.
Do you have a secret swimmer this week?
Oh, I have a doozy.
Are you
A
ever going to
doozy.
not have a secret swimmer ever again?
Nope.
Oh, I'm so glad.
I know.
Shel Silverstein.
It is not.
Damn.
Although
We did
should
listen
touch
to
on Shel Silverstein
I'll
at
give
some
you
point.
the-
No, we should go. Should we?
So
Not right now.
I don't think we should.
you don't think we should?
I think we should dedicate half of the next episode to Shel Silverstein.
And if you're
Okay,
watching,
so, you know,
check him out.
If you're super
get
savvy,
ready.
get
we'll talk
get
about
ready.
it. It's gonna be great.
Got this
we
Shel
brought up
Silverstein bit coming up.
we brought up Shel
Wow.
Silverstein last week, I believe, and
I
that
don't know
inspired
what
us
it
to
was,
listen to
but-
a lot of Shel Silverstein over the course of this week.
And it
And,
was
uh,
fun.
this
and
weekend
enlightening.
specifically.
And we'll talk about it next week.
Oh,
Yes.
it was spectacular. Okay, so
All right,
there's
secret
there's a swimmer, and
Are you ready?
none of us know who it is.
Well, I
Nobody
think we go like
but
this.
me knows who it is.
Segment. In this segment, the secret swimmer,
In this segment,
one of us
Jen, the mother,
will give us
And
several
wife.
will give us several facts about an artist, and the rest of us will guess who that artist is.
Are we reading the same script?
we might be. I wish we had a teleprompter.
Yeah.
Okay, ready? It's a male,
Okay.
and he's British. I'm
Okay.
giving you those.
David
for free.
Bowie.
No,
David Gilmour.
no. Do you guys want to just throw out a bunch
David
more random
Gilmour turned 80,
guesses
80 or
Eight.
78 or something
Yeah,
this week.
something.
That's
I think he
not
turned
so
80.
nice.
You said
I
79,
think it'd
80.
be great if like every week we just had
British.
a bit where it was
Okay,
like
Brian
the
May.
gag
Hold
was
on,
we
hold
knew
on.
the advanced
Let's narrow it down
answer.
real
It was-
fucking quick. Are they alive? Is he alive?
Yes.
Okay, so
Why do we get all these advanced questions? She's gonna give
Mick
us
Jagger.
hints.
No more.
Mick Jagger.
I'm not giving you more hints. No, it's not him.
Okay.
Okay.
Next,
Mr.
please.
Brainwash.
Hint number one.
Give us the next hint.
Hint
No,
number
we're
one.
past
He is
the-
most well known for being a guitarist and keyboardist and vocalist.
Keith.
But he
Steve
also
Winwood.
plays
Right.
the
Boom.
Yeah, you should. This one you shouldn't have said British male. British male that plays guitar
Steve
and
Winwood.
keys and
God
Wrote
vocals.
damn
Can't
you
Find My Way
fuckers.
Home when he was 16
That's
years old.
a
Was a
narrow pool.
founding member of
I
what?
don't have
Traffic?
any of those. I'm not giving you any of my info.
A founding member of Traffic, absolutely. Founding member of Cream. No. Yes.
No.
No, cream.
No.
no,
No.
No.
That's
Blind
clapping.
Faith.
Blind,
Blind
Faith.
Faith.
Blind
Sorry.
Faith.
What
Also
else?
in the
Give us your
something
stuff.
Davis.
Sorry.
Captain
Sorry.
Geach and the
Okay.
Shrimp Shack Shooters.
Jesus
No.
Christ.
Give us
Okay,
other ones.
so he predominantly guitarist,
Lethal.
keyboard, vocal, but also plays drums, mandolin, bass, and sax.
D's.
Started piano at 4, soon followed with the drums and the guitar. Started playing in a band with his brother and his father in bars at the age of 8 years old.
Oh my God.
They
what
used
a
to turn the
stud.
keyboard
Start 'em
around
young.
so that the audience couldn't see him to see how young he was
'Cause he was 8.
because he was 8. Became very good friends with Christine McVie in school because they
What?
both went to a music school together.
That's crazy.
Okay, there's a connection I was unaware of.
Interesting. Okay, so also he was born in 46. So when he was like in junior high school, Americans that were famous musicians that would go to the UK wouldn't bring their bands. You would get a quote unquote pickup artist to come and play
A
in
lot
your
of
live
people did that.
performances.
Well,
Chuck
remember,
Berry famously toured without a band for years.
Yes.
But remember that and demanded
Just
to get
find a
paid
band to
before he
play his
played the
music.
show. But remember the conversation about the zombies where people were just like, you know,
They didn't know. They had no
like
fucking
things were
idea.
so different back then. Like
You'll
you
be
could
the
just,
zombies.
Well, you
You'll
could
be
get
the
away with-
zombies.
yeah, you
so
could
like
get
you're
away
going
with
out
murder
with,
in
with
that sense.
you know, this band next week. Learn the records.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when he was in high school, well, I should say this differently.
We should talk
when he
about
was
Bernard
in what
Purdy
the
on
UK
the-
calls comprehensive
Oh
school,
my gosh.
which is from the ages of 11 to 18, he was a pickup artist and played on the keys on a Hammond B3 or played backup guitar for Muddy Waters, John Lee
What?
Hooker, Chuck Berry, and
Muddy?
a bunch of other people.
Wait, are you talking about Steve Winwood?
Holy
How did you know?
smokes. He played with Muddy
Yes, and John
And
Lee
Chuck
Hooker.
Berry.
when he was how old?
In
You
high
said Chuck
school,
Berry,
well,
right?
Oh my
between
god.
the ages of 11 and 18.
You said
Dude.
Chuck Berry?
Yes. Yes, she said Chuck Berry.
Yeah, no, that list is filthy.
Yes.
The thing is Chuck Berry made sense because Chuck Berry was around for a lot longer. Muddy,
Muddy is crazy.
but
Right.
either way, wow. I've always given Steve Winwood the utmost respect. I mean, the utmost respect. He wrote one of my favorite songs when he was 16 years old.
Can't find my way home.
Can't Find My Way Home. He wrote when he was 16 years old.
Okay, so interesting also.
That's how I
the
remember
day
that
after
he's
he
blind
turned
faith.
But
16,
all of the Traffic records, the Blind Faith records, the like story about Clapton and like, oh my God, like there's just so much there.
So his first band was the Spencer Davis Band.
Yeah, they wrote
Give me some loving.
Yep.
Yes. Their
Gimme,
first
gimme
single was released in 1964, the day after his 16th birthday. It was called Dimples.
Dimples.
He
A
had
childish
two
record,
number
like-
one singles they had two number one singles in late 1965 and early 1966 in the UK and the US.
How many things did you think you would be able to say without us figuring out that this was Mr. Winwood? Like, the guy is an absolute stud. You know that I love him.
I mean, of
Steve
course.
we
Winwood
saw him
without-
together
in 2014
with your mother and your father. And
Tom
do you remember,
Petty-
and do
Tom
you remember
Petty.
your mom, the pop girl,
Queen.
was like, "Oh my God,
I know this song.
I
Every
know that
time.
song. I know this song." Right. Opened up for Petty at the United Center. However,
2014.
yeah, unbelievable talent, generational talent, absolutely a number one draft pick. If we're drafting musicians, how long did you think you could go without us figuring this out?
I mean, I don't know. I did a lot.
Okay.
I mean, I got a lot of stuff here.
Oh, you do.
I wanted to be
His
prepared.
career is absolutely stellar. So
So my last fact
Yes,
that I
yes.
wanted to share, because it ties into things that we talked about earlier.
yeah,
On the Rolling Stones list of the 100 greatest singers of all time,
he was number
in
99
2008,
because he's that good.
number 33.
Damn,
Yeah.
Singers of all time in 2008.
Singers of all time.
100, like just the
What the
top
fuck?
100.
I'll take it. I mean, that's
I don't buy that. I honestly, you buy that, Noah? You're like, hell, fuck yeah.
well
Yeah.
on the Rolling
Really?
Stones
Spark of
list.
high-heeled
Yeah.
boys.
Oh, I'm with you,
Rainmaker.
Dude,
Pearly Queen.
There's some vocal
no.
Back in the
chops.
high life.
He's amazing. I love
hey,
him.
don't you
I'm
talk
just
bad about back in the high life.
Phil
I love
Collins
Back in
way.
the
always talking
High life.
bad about it.
In,
What?
in
No,
like the
she
Phil
said-
Collins way, not the Bruce Springsteen way. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
The
It's not
sit
so
down,
much of
don't
an
stand up
iconic
way,
voice, but
No,
it's a
no,
very,
no,
very
not-
good
not-
voice.
Right, Mason's got it. It's not like it's like this like. It's a voice that served the song very well. You know what
Yes.
I mean? It doesn't have a ton of like grit and character to it. You know, like where
Yeah,
it's like
not
I
what
can,
I said was
all I mean is I can name 99.
well. What I said was
better
it's,
singers.
what I said was it's
can't.
not a very
It doesn't matter
iconic
to
voice,
me.
but it's a
He's
very
beautiful.
good voice.
I love him.
That's fine.
I care deeply
He's
about
going to be
him.
upset.
No.
Well,
Do
but
you
like
realize when
realistically,
Mom and
if
I
you're
got
looking
married-
at the list of Rolling Stone, whatever, there's a chance Bruce Springsteen is higher than 33 on that list, and it's probably wrong because he's not that good of a singer.
At Mom and I's wedding, we spent approximately 4 to 6 hours with the DJ prior to the wedding, which is, I think, a little atypical. And we had a very serious playlist. And
He seemed a little overwhelmed by us.
I'll
and
be
it was
doing
in, like,
that as well.
Schaumburg. We had to like drive far to get there, but it was a playlist and a do not playlist. And really, at the end of the day, what we told him was that we wanted Cocktail Hour to feel like Can't Find My Way Home. That's what we wanted it to feel like. Steve Winwood is a very important part of my life. I remember vividly Doc in our life, showing me those records at a very young age when I was like a freshman in high school.
Doc?
Sitting with him and his friends.
Oh, I thought you meant Grandpa Doc. I was very confused for a second.
Sitting with him and his friends and listening to those records and being just absolutely blown away.
Mesmerized.
The guy is an absolute generational talent, multi-generational talent. I don't know what he is, but he's special. And there have been
iconic
very
and
few
legendary
that have the possibility of following in his footsteps.
I can't believe you got it on the second clue. So I saw this great little interview that Dave Grohl gave today where he was talking about how at some point, and I don't remember the details, but at some point he and his wife had the opportunity to meet Paul McCartney and his wife. And
I know all about this. It's beautiful.
I might not. Can you keep talking about it, Mom?
I can. So Paul McCartney's wife and Dave Grohl's wife become friendly enough that they exchange phone numbers, and then they
And then there's a
communicate
dinner.
when there's stuff happening. So Paul McCartney and his wife are coming into town. She texts Dave Grohl's wife, "Oh, let's hang out." "Oh, yes, come over." And so they have the McCartneys over, which in itself seems super surreal.
How
and Dave
bizarre.
For dinner.
Dave Grohl sets it up very well. He's like, "Listen, like the Beatles are ingrained in my family. They are ingrained in my children. They are like, they're where I was when I was a kid, and it's part of who I am, and they all know this." And so
This wasn't a joke.
the McCartneys are over for dinner, and they're wrapping up for the night or whatever, and Sir Paul McCartney walks over to the piano that is in the Grohl house, and
I believe the daughter was playing the piano.
well, one way or the other, he walks over and starts playing Lady Madonna,
Oh, yeah.
and Dave Grohl is like losing his mind.
Holy
which
shit.
I think any
Nobody
human
ever touched
being
this piano ever again.
ever would be losing their mind. And so then Dave Grohl's daughter and Paul start interacting with one another with the piano. And so they sort of quickly go through this little moment where they together write this little song on the piano. And Dave Grohl says in the interview, he's like, I never, ever, ever would be the person to take a picture of Paul McCartney. But I was watching my daughter get her very first ever, she was like 5 at the time. I'm watching my
Piano
daughter
lesson.
getting her very first ever piano lesson from Paul McCartney. So I took video. Like, I'm not going to not take video of that.
Can you imagine?
And so the next morning, Paul and his wife are long gone, and Dave's in the kitchen or wherever, and he hears the daughter playing the song on the piano. And he peeks his head around the corner, and she sees him, and she turns around and she goes, "I'm not playing the piano ever again. I'm playing the drums." And he's like, "What the fuck just happened?" And that's the end of the story. But, girls, dads, pianos, Paul McCartney.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Dave Grohl did something else cool in the last 2 days, which is that he was playing at a benefit. And what's the Queens of the Stone Age guy?
Josh.
Yeah, Josh Homney. Yeah. So
I don't know.
he and
Not
Dave
me.
are super good friends.
Wrong
By the
kid.
way, Dave's been around. Dave was at the Orebelo shows at the Cap. Dave was at the Sphere seeing U2. There was cool video of him like
I learned he's
having
the
a good
drummer
time.
on all the Tenacious D albums.
Perfect.
Every
That's
one of
Dave
them.
Grohl
amazing,
is?
There's
actually.
footage of him at the Sphere though, like U2 is playing "It's a Beautiful Day." We all know that
And he's
song.
jamming.
And Dave's like having so much fun at the Sphere. He's at the Orebelo shows. Like he's been around. He's whatever.
That's awesome.
So he's playing this benefit like in the last couple of days, and it's Homney's benefit, and there was a funny clip where he came out and Chad came out from the Chili Peppers, and it was like, "Oh shit, we fucked up and double booked 2 drummers,"
Right.
and they were like, "What are you doing here? What are you doing here?" And Homney was like the MC being like, "Don't encourage them, whatever." But then at one point later, Dave came out and was like, and played a song that he wrote for Josh. about like how you're my friend and I love you and I care about you, and we should always take the opportunity to be together when we can.
That's awesome.
He seems like the fucking best guy in all of rock and roll.
Dave Grohl.
I agree.
Dave fucking
100%.
Grohl.
He's got
seems
the
like
biggest heart. He's like the kindest.
he is
He's like a
just
gentle
he seems
giant
so
in the
cool,
music
and
world.
he's written so much good music. He is such a special talent. You know, throw out the Nirvana stuff. Like, you can throw it out. We won't. We'll remember. But dear Lord, just the Foo Fighters and just what he's done post Nirvana has been absolutely spectacular.
No, he's an amazing human. There's
Concur.
No question.
Dave fucking Grohl.
Yeah.
Absolutely concur.
Winning.
The Foo.
You know,
Alright.
there's a
We gotta wrap this shit up, Mace.
there's a quote from a baseball player. I don't remember quite who, but it was published in
A
the
quote
news.
from a man that I don't know.
It was
Down by the
published.
river.
Hey, it
Once
was
upon a
published.
time,
No,
somebody
yeah,
said-
McGee.
Hey, it was published at some point in a newspaper, and it is, in my opinion, the greatest quote that has come out of baseball in all time, or of all time, rather. And someone asks a player, you know, what do you do when you're going through a slump? And he says, well,
Pee on your hands.
no. And he says, well, when I'm going through a slump, I just remember that I believe in dinosaurs.
Oh, yeah.
And if I believe in dinosaurs, then somewhere there's a dinosaur that believes in me. And if dinosaurs believe in me, I can hit that ball. So whenever I get down, I think about Dave Grohl that way. If I believe in Dave Grohl, then Dave Grohl at some point has
Believes
believed in
in
me,
you.
and I can muster through anything that I have to.
Okay, thank you so much.
This has
for
been live from the
Thank
lake.
you. Thank you.
I'm Mason. I love you all.
We're going to ask you to do that again, so get yourself ready.
I
It's
think
gonna
that
take
every
about
episode
30
he's going to do
seconds.
it twice. That's
I
the-
should do it
Okay,
twice.
for a second. Just let
Oh, because you have to do it first.
Dave.
Wait, you ended it the last couple times. You're going to start it this time?
Another ode to Dave.
Dave. I love your truck.
It's a bus.
I love the fact that you drive your kids to school, or did when they were in school.
In the bus.
I love the fact that you brought up Queen guy. No,
Kiss guy.
Kiss guy.
Kiss guy.
Queen guy.
Queen guy.
I love that you got the drunk guy up on the stage to sing My
My
Hero.
hero.
I love that you care so passionately about what music is and what it means to all of the people that are consuming it. And I love that you chew gum on like a regular basis, hard. Like you have probably the strongest, you probably have the strongest jaw in all of music, I would guess. You
From the
seem like a really
deepest
good guy,
love.
and I would like when Anderson Paak comes and joins us on the podcast.
You should come too.
I would like you to come and join us too, because you are good enough.
And
You
then
are
we
have a little
special
drum
enough.
off.
And then we just got to get Fred Armisen, and it'll
totally
be
like
I don't know
it's
if
all
you've
love
really
drum
need to look at
trio.
the camera
And
and,
we
tell
care.
Dave that he's good enough for you.
No, Dave, we care about you, man. Like, if you want to feel like really loved, come hang out with us.
We'll never love.
We'll
you.
spend
We'll
some
love you
time.
better than your own
We'll talk
family.
We
about-
will love you better than
We'll talk
any
about
other podcast.
Dear love,
ever
dear
could.
Lord,
A
Dave, we
platonic
love
love
you, man.
for
Yeah,
reference.
no, yeah, just
Just some platonic
heart
music
love.
Come,
loving.
come hang out at the lake.
dude. We're in Chicago.
It's a fun time.
You found your roots in Chicago when you came
You
and
know,
visited us.
Naked Ray Gun.
Naked Ray Gun.
Wrigleyville.
Text
The
text
Cubby
Jeff
Bear.
Tweedy. Bring him along.
The Cubby Bear. My buddy was running sound for that shit. Coker was running sound for that shit.
Steve Koger.
We love you, Dave. We would like you to come be a part of our podcast. The best podcast in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being a part of our evening. We hope that you enjoyed your time. Thank you for being here with us. It's time to sign off, Mace.
Sleep sweetly in your serendipitous slumbers. I'll see you next week, darling children.
Noah.
Oh, it's me now?
Yeah, we're going in reverse chronological order according to age.
Rizzy
Cool.
rotation.
Wherever this journey may take you, this great voyage out on the ocean or a lake, because, sometimes the body of water isn't that big.
Also, that's the name of the show.
Nice. I hope that you have us by your side to participate in and commiserate in the struggles that allow you to grow as a person. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope to hear from you soon.
Time for texts and calls. Wow. It's your turn.
I encourage all of you to take just 10 minutes out of your day and dance. Dance, dance, dance. It feels good. Put on what you like. Doesn't matter if it's not what everybody else likes. Listen to it and dance. If everybody danced, the world would be so much better. Putin needs to dance. That asshole in North Korea needs to dance. There's a lot of people that could use some dancing. Go out and dance.
Dance your troubles away.
Thanks for hanging out with us. I hope to see you again soon. Be well.
Thank you for watching. The sun will be setting after 7. The fish will be biting. The boat will be in the water soon.
Yes.
And we cannot wait to spend some more time with you. Signing off. We dove. Live from the lake. Thank you.